This is Romeo and Juliet.
Hello, and welcome to This is Romeo and Juliet. For those of you who don't know, Benvolio here, he has been trying to convince his dear friend Romeo to give up his sweetheart of Rosalind and find a new love by going to the party at the household of the Capulets. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. My first question to you is, how are you dealing with the heartbreak of your dear friend Romeo? Were you frustrated when he asked, "Why art thou mad?"
Honestly, I didn't know Romeo was that mad until he told me that I needed a plantain leaf for my broken ship. He gets heartbroken so easily, and I have to deal with this on a weekly basis. I mean, the week before he met Rosalind, he was in love with a totally different girl.
Sounds like Romeo's pretty desperate for one fairer than my love, the all-seeing sun.
Not desperate, just frantically looking for a match since the first world begun.
Anyway, was it hard convincing Romeo to go to the Capulets' feast with an unattained eye?
It wasn't hard convincing him to go, but it was almost impossible to convince him to look for a new girl. He said that he'll go along, no sight to be shown, but rejoice in the splendor of my own.
Very interesting. Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you for coming. Welcome back. Romeo, it's a pleasure to have you here. Benvolio, in one scene, is trying to convince you to attend the party at the Capulets' house. He says to you that upon seeing the ladies at the party, your beloved swan, Rosalind, shall seem like nothing more than a crow. Do you agree with this statement?
Definitely not. Romeo is madly in love with Rosalind. As I said, me seeing Rosalind's beauty is the devout religion of mine eye. And at the time I was convinced no lady could change that. Ne'er saw her match since first the world begun.
What do you think of Benvolio after this statement?
I was mad, disappointed that such a close friend wouldn't accept the true love of my life. Even if there are more beautiful ladies at the Capulets' party, Rosalind was the only I cared to see.
That's all the time we have. Thank you for joining us. Welcome back. Here we have Juliet. Juliet, when you say getting married is an honor you dream not of, how does your mother react?
After Nurse says I'm not being smart, Mother tried to explain that I needed to start thinking about being married. She said that she was my mother upon these years, and that they told me how wonderful Paris was. But it feels way too early to be thinking about that.
It's a very interesting point. What are you thinking when your mother asks, can you look to like Paris's love?
I say, I'll look to like, and I mean that. I will give him a chance, but I know I'm not ready to marry him.
I completely understand. But we need to go to commercial now. Thank you for joining us.
Johnny's, the best sleeping potion around. If you want to die, maybe by a chance, take Johnny's. You could fall asleep forever, maybe for a few hours. You never really know. Just wing it. If you think sleeping potions are good, go for Johnny's.
Side effects may include nausea, drowsiness, thoughts of suicide or vomiting. This is not for women nursing, pregnant, or who will become pregnant. Please consult your doctor before using Johnny's.
Welcome back. Here we have Lady Capulet. It's a pleasure to have you here on the show. So, Lady Capulet, who were you thinking that you wanted Juliet to marry when you asked her, "Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married, and why so soon, so young?"
As for who I wanted my daughter Juliet to marry, well, I thought that the valiant Paris seeks for his love, for her love. And as for her age, here in Verona, ladies of esteem are made already mothers.
So, why do you think that your dear Juliet does not want to marry young Paris that you speak so highly of? What say you?
My daughter is so picky. She just doesn't know how good she has it. The fish lives in the sea, and 'tis much pride for fair without the fair within the hide.
Very interesting point. Thank you for joining us. Welcome back. Here we have a very important figure in the Capulet household, the nurse of Miss Juliet. So, Lady Capulet feels like she should be married, but she replies saying, "It is an honor that I dream not of." Explain why you think she feels this way.
Juliet is not but 14. She feels that she is too young, and I agree to be married. Paris is not the right fit for her. She's constantly complaining.
To Juliet, Lady Capulet asks, how stands your disposition to be married? How do you feel about Juliet's reaction to this question?
My response was, an honor were not I thy nurse, even though I believe that she is young. I have to pretend that I agree with her mother because she wants me to agree.
Thank you for joining us on this special edition of This is Romeo and Juliet.
do do do.